Hey guys, John Watts here from the TruGolf Academy. Today's video is all going to be about practice habits, and stick with me. I know it sounds boring, but I'm going to save you money and I'm going to save you time and I'm going to make you a better player. Good golfers do this really well. They make their practice interesting. Most golfers are wasting their time and their money and their energies because their practice is poor. We need to make sure we have two things. Yes, we might have some technical practice, but we also need some creative and some score-based exercises in there as well. Driving ranges up and down the country are getting a whole lot more interesting because a lot of them are adopting top trace or TrackMan technology. And if you've got that to hand, that would really help. If not, you've got to perhaps be a little bit more inventive. But what I want to share with you, this is really simple and it's definitely something you see tour players do. They might be working on technical things in their golf swing, whatever it might be, and they'll have drills from that. So see a PGA coach, get some drills, get some exercises that are going to be relevant for you and work on those. But after about 5 or 10 shots working on those drills, make sure you then do a game. Make sure you actually play something where it's got a score or you've got an outcome to it, and then come back to the technical exercises. So what a lot of the tour players do is they line up their golf balls. They have 5 or 10 where they're working on a technical exercise, 5 or 10 where they're working on a game or a score-based activity, and then they go back to technical drills. So they're varying their practice every 5 or 10 shots. They're also varying the club. But I'd also encourage you to write it down. So have a little notebook in your bag and actually write down the date, the game, the club you use, the distance, the score. Next time you come to practice, see if you can beat your previous score. Then you've got pressure in your practice, and that's really vital. What I'm going to do here is perhaps a little bit more creative. So I'm just going to try and hit a couple of shots. So I've done my technical part. Now I'm going to work on shot shaping. And a lot of golfers go, oh, I can't do that. Well, do you know? Have you ever tried? So I'm actually going to try and hit a fade, a draw, a high and a low. So I'm going to go for 4 different shot patterns. So let's go for the draw first of all. And I could change club. This is going to go perhaps a little bit too long. But I'm just going to see, can I start it right and move it left? Okay. And finishing on the target. Now, that's missed the green left because it didn't start right enough. It had the left curve on it, absolutely, but it didn't start right to target. So if I was keeping my score, that's a cross. I didn't hit the draw. I hit a pull hook. It started left and it went left. It didn't start right. So that's a cross. So I'm, no zil for one effectively. So now I need to try and hit the fade. And I can come back and play this game again and see if I can get better success, obviously hitting the draw. But now I'm going to try and hit the fade. So I've got the ball up in my stance. I've aimed a bit more left. I'm going to swing more on my body line and really try and hit that left to right shape. That looks good. That looks good. Hopefully it's going to grab a piece of that green. Yeah. Oh, you could be really picky and go, okay, it's missed target. And that could be a cross. But it did actually what I wanted it to do. Perhaps started a little bit further left. But it started left of target and it bent right of target and it finished the right distance. So it depends on what game you're playing. If there's a definite target in there, then yes, it's got to hit that. If it's a shot shaping towards a target, you might just go on, did it have those parameters? Did it start left of target? Did it bend right of target? In which case I'd have a tick there. Now I'm going to try and hit the low and the high. And then I go back to, after this game, a technical drill, technical exercise, then I come back to a natural game. And when I come back to that, or that creative game, and when I'm playing that creative game, again, I choose a different target, I choose a different club, but I'd make sure I record my results. So this one, I'm just going for a low ball flight towards my target. So you can clearly see, that wasn't my best strike if I'm honest, but you can clearly see there, it was about half the peak height of the other shots that I hit. If you've got technology to use, you can obviously look at launch angle and things like that, and peak height. If not, you're just going to have to visualize it on the range, obviously to the height of the trees in the distance or whatever it might be, but a much lower ball flight. Now a high one, so get that ball up in the stance. There we go. So that one, much, much higher up in the air. And I did manage to hit the green as well, which is nice, but a much higher ball flight. So in terms of a shot shaping, I managed the fade, I managed the low, I managed the high, I missed the draw. So that's 3 out of 4. Or if you're being really picky to target, I've managed, 2 out of 4 have hit my target. So you'd record that and you try and actually then play another game next time you come around to it. So making your practice mean something, have a score, have a purpose. Don't just aimlessly hit golf balls that most golfers do. It's a waste of time, it's a waste of money.